Welcome back to Programming Learning with X-Hanky. Today, we're going to cover while loops in Python. So let's get started. The key idea of a while loop is to make the code do something over and over again while some condition is true. Firstly, let's start up Python and let's follow some of the examples on screen. Type them in to the interpreter live as we have in previous videos. So, setting I to 0, while I is less than 3, we print hello and then we increment I. And as you can see, you get 3 hellos printed out. And that's because I is incremented each time it goes around the loop. So it'll go around the loop 3 times since it starts at 0. The next example, we set I to 0 again, that's called initializing I. And then while I is less than 3, we're going to print hello. And then we're going to increment it by 2. Notice we only got 2 hellos that time. Now we start I at 0 again in the next example. While I is less than 3, we're going to print hello. Then we're going to decrement I by 2. What do you think will happen? And that's right, we get an infinite loop because I never actually equals 3. It starts below 3 and then it starts counting backwards down from 0. How about this example? While I is less than 3, we're going to print it. If I equals 2, then we're going to print out I equals 2 so that we know that I equals 2. And then at the bottom of the loop we will increment I by 1. And there you go, we get 0, 1, 2, and we get the extra I equals 2 printed when I was equal to 2. And this is an example of the if statement being used to do something when I is a specific value. So we start here with I equal to 3, and we're actually going to decrement I, and then while it's above 0, we will do something in the loop, and that will be just to print I. But once I gets to 0, we know that's the last time around the loop, so we're going to print finish programming. Let's see how this one works. Type it in and see what you get. As you can see, we count down from 2 to 0 and we finish programming at the end. That's the last time through the loop. And notice how we didn't print 3, and that's because we're decrementing the value of I at the top of the loop. In the next example, we're going to start by entering a while statement. So while I is less than 3, we're going to print I. Then we're going to increment I, and then who knows what this statement does. If I is called modulus 2 is equal to 0, then print it's an even number. So that way, whenever the number there's nothing, whenever the value of the modulus is 0, it'll print out something, and that means it's an even number, as you can see. The next example, let's do the odd number. So I modulus 2 in this example, if it equals 1, it'll print out odd number. And there we go. So when it was 1, it printed out odd number. Another pattern for while statements here. Let's start by setting I to 3, and while I is greater than 0, let's decrement I. Print what the value of I is, and then if I is equal to -1, print finish programming. So as you can see here, what do you think we're going to get? As you can see, it didn't finish programming because we didn't get to a value of -1. Anyway, so that's a very quick introduction to while loops today, and I hope you really enjoyed this content. Let us know how you went in the comments below, and if you have any questions, of course, please add them in the comments too, and we're happy to answer them. Like, subscribe and ring the bell if you'd like to see more content like this, and as always, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.